today we're going to be going over how to use yarders in Farming Simulator 25. I'm going to show you how to set up each of the yarders, what they can and can't do, and make sure you stick around till the end because I'm going to be showing you a little tip on how to make loading up trailers a whole lot easier using these yarders. If you enjoy the video and find it helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you think I missed anything, make sure you leave it in the comments down below. Without further ado, let's get into this. The very first yarder we're going to be looking at is going to be the Koller forestry K300T plus SKA1Z. Now, if you're not sure where to even find the yarders, it's going to be under forestry under your winches category. So let's take a look at this. Max carrying weight 1.5 tons, max length 500 meters. If we look carefully here, it says this yarder can be used for uphill yarding only. Now, what that means is that the yarder has to be higher than the point on the tree that it attaches to. So if you're trying to attach this at the bottom of a hill to a tree that's up the hill, it's not going to work. It has to be above the tree itself or at least level with it. So let me show you how to use this thing now. Okay, so here we have one attached to a tractor. If you hit X, you can fold it for easier transport. Goes up and it goes down. Now, in order to use this, first thing you're going to have to do is lower it. And you're going to have a tractor that has its engine on in order to power this thing. Now, keep in mind, when you're looking at this, there are cables on one side, and then there's an open side. So from front facing forward in the tractor, the right side is what has to be pointing toward the tree in order for it to connect. And I'll show you what I mean. So right now, this side is facing towards the trees. It can't connect. So we're going to go up to our yarder. We're going to hit R to set up yarder rope. And then you're just going to get close to the tree that you want to attach it to. And you're going to hit your left mouse. And there we go. You're anchored to that tree. Now, I'm going to illustrate for you what I meant about the other side. If the yarder is in the wrong direction, when you go to set up your yarder rope, it's going to tell you tree not in the right angle to the yarder. That's because these cables are on the wrong side. It always needs to be to the right side of your tractor if it's on the front, to the left side if it's on the back. Now, earlier I had mentioned that it is an uphill yarder only. So if we try to attach it to a tree that is higher than the yarder itself, this is what you're going to see. Attachment point to the tree needs to be lower than the yarder position, as this yarder supports only uphill yarding. So this has to be used uphill of a tree. The next yarder we're going to look at is the K307C-H plus Echo Flex. It has a max carrying capacity of 3 tons and a length of 840 meters. Unlike the last yarder, this one can be used for up or downhill yarding, so it does not matter with this one if it's above the tree or below the tree. It will work either way. The only limitation it has is the size of the tree itself. It has to be a big enough tree in order to support the yarder rope. So let's take a look at setting this up. So here we have the yarder, and it gets towed by a tractor right here. It can be dropped on the ground. Now, one of the big benefits of this yarder is that it does not need a tractor to run itself. It has its own generator that can be used to power the yarder with no tractor necessary. Now, I've dropped it in the middle of a forest here to illustrate another big upside to this one. So it has pretty much a 360-degree radius around it that it can attach to trees. There is no limitation. Doesn't have to be on a certain side. The only limitation, like I said earlier, is the size of the tree. You can't attach it to a small tree. It'll tell you. So let's hook it up. There you go. And you're good to go. You're ready to start yarding. So here we have our setup yarder. Let's look at how we operate this thing. So when you're close enough in range, it gives you a couple options. You can move the carriage away from the yarder with K. You can move the carriage back toward the yarder with M. You can also enable automatic carriage follow by hitting R, and then as you walk, it'll just stay with you as long as you're close enough to the line. So let's move down here. Now I'm going to disable automatic carriage follow, and it'll stay right there. Let's cut down a tree and see how it moves the tree. All right, so now we've got a cut down tree. As long as you're within the range of the yarder, if you look at the tree, it's going to give you a graphic that will let you attach the yarder rope to it. So we're going to hit B, and that's going to attach the rope. Now, once you have a rope attached, there's a couple more options that will pop up. You can lift or lower the tree. So if we hit J, it's going to lift the tree towards the carriage. And if we hit N, it's going to lower the tree. Now, if we hit X, it's going to move the carriage back toward the yarder and drag the tree with it. Once it's back at the yarder, you can go ahead and hit V to disconnect the tree. And now, wherever the yarder last was that it attached to a tree, you can hit Y and it will go back to that position. And that's how you operate the yarders. Very easy. So at the beginning, I did tell you guys I was going to show you a little trick on how to use the yarder to make loading a little bit easier. So here we go. We have our yarder set up. We have our yarder rope set up. And what you want to do is you want your trailer directly under the yarder rope. It can't be at an angle, can't be off to the side. It works best when it's just like this. It doesn't have to be exactly at the end, but it just has to be under it. So let's enable automatic follow. And let's go find ourselves a tree to cut down. This guy looks good here. Let's disable automatic follow. And let's cut it down. Now I want this tree to fall that way. So what I'm going to do, turn my chainsaw so the blade is pointing off to the right. And let's cut. Now I'm going to get the yarder, attach it as close to the end of the tree as I possibly can. And then we're going to start lifting. And you want it so it just starts to get it off the ground about there. And now we're going to start walking it back towards our trailer here. Now watch what happens here as we get close. As long as you have it off the ground at the right level, I might even lower it a little bit. Right to about there. And then let's keep bringing it towards our yarder. And right there's good. We could even move it a little further if we want. And we'll drop it there. And there you go. Now you're loaded on your trailer. No crane work necessary. Very easy to do. Alright guys, there you go. That's how to use the yarder. That's how to load it onto a trailer very easily. I hope you learned something out of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, I will see you guys on the next one.